Watch the end credits of any blockbuster. Hundreds of names scroll past. Assistant directors, grips, drivers, caterers. That's a lot for one movie. Or is it? Does a $200 million movie really need 18 full-time accountants? You can see it in the credits. Probably not. But their names are still there. So when a $200 million movie makes only $200 million at the box office, where exactly does all that money go? And why is it considered a failure or a flop? I've heard the number that a movie needs to make 3 times its budget in order to be considered profitable. But does that make sense to anybody? A $200 million budget is actually 2 budgets for the price of 1. There's physical production, the money that's used to actually make the film, cameras, sets, cast, crew, re-recording the dialogue in some cases, visual effects, and the list goes on. That number has a natural ceiling. You can only build so many sets and shoot for so many days. It's expensive, but it's easier to define than other parts of the budget. Marketing, prints and advertising, and this budget has almost no ceiling. Press junkets, flying the cast through a dozen countries, billboards in every major market, trailers, talk shows. Marketing, a wide release can equal the entire cost of making the film, sometimes more. Get Out, that movie, Get Out, cost $4.5 million to shoot, and they had $77 million to spend on the marketing. Bohemian Rhapsody, $52 million to make, and $120 million to market to everyone. So a film that costs $200 million, and half of it, maybe more, is never actually seen on the screen. But here's my rough estimate that may conflict with everything I've just said earlier. I think the money is divided roughly into 3 parts. 1/3 is for physical production, which you actually see on the screen, and 1/3 on marketing. And then the last third is everything else behind the movie. Development, staff, executives, the back office. If that's even close to right, then only 1/3 of a $200 million movie is actually used to make the movie. And if all that money is moving around, who's on the receiving end? Often, the people who are actually releasing the film. But not always. Director Sean Baker won 4 Oscars in one night for Anora, a $6 million independent film. Then stood at the podium and said plainly that the money isn't enough to live on. The money that he got isn't enough to live on, to be clear. The system is unsustainable. And then there's that other movie that you may have heard of, Obsession, a horror film from 26-year-old director Curry Barker, made for around $750,000. It grossed over $250 million. The art director for that movie, Sally Choi, went public with what she earned, $300 a day, for a month of wearing what she called many hats on an underfunded set. Her take-home was $6,000, $741 after taxes, on a feature film that made $250 million. Her point wasn't that anything illegal happened, or that she was scammed. It's just that when a micro-budget movie explodes like that, and makes massive amounts of money, the crew who made the movie, or helped to make the movie, get none of the upside. Flat rate, win or lose. And Curry Barker didn't dispute this fact. He said he had respect for the art department, but on a film made that cheaply, the money goes to whoever took the financial risk. And in this case, it's the studio. And to be fair, actors and crew take what's offered and sign a contract. Nobody's forced, but that's the design. The reward flows past the people on screen and that directly helped to make the movie, and hopefully they can use it as leverage to get their next job. So, where exactly does the $200 million go? Well, a studio is a company just like any other companies, with thousands of employees in every major market across the world. Executive salaries, performance bonuses, if the year goes well, overhead, a company car, or maybe even 57 company cars spread out over the entirety of the company. Which brings us back to the front of the story. You're in the movie theater, you see hundreds of names in the end credits of your favorite blockbuster movie. And then you hear that the movie made billions of dollars, and you're wondering, where did it all go? Well, one thing's for sure. It doesn't always go to the indie actors and directors who put their blood, sweat, and tears into making an independent film that goes huge. Thanks for watching. Please help to support this channel so I can do more of it. And I'll see you around.